NationalGuard.com.
My grandfather died at the nursing home, and I think it was their fault. I knew I needed a lawyer. My pastor told me to call Stuart Bell. Best advice I got. Stuart Bell made sure they were held responsible for what happened to my grandfather.
Call me. I know what to do.
As we fly over ground zero,
you could hear the gunfire just around this wall. The children, what's your name? Every home here has sustained damage. We're glad you're okay.
Oh, thank you.
Back on the job.
Back in the job.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Does it seem like deals for the latest phones are always for new customers? Not anymore. U.S. Cellular customers are loyal, so everyone can get 50% off the new Samsung Galaxy S10e.
Bye, Mom.
At some point, everyone needs a new phone. It's a great time to be our customer.
Seen the new Galaxy S10e?
Or to switch to U.S. Cellular, because everyone can get 50% off the new Samsung Galaxy S10e. No trade-in required.
Information regarding children's programming reports are available in our public file at our studio located at 7113 Legends Highway, Oak Hill, West Virginia, 25901.
This is WOAY TV, Oak Hill, Beckley, Bluefield. Live from the WOAY studios, this is Newswatch at 5.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Newswatch at 5 o'clock. I'm Terrell Bailey. Thanks for joining us this evening. Well, first things first, let's turn it over to meteorologist Jonathan Chanson. He's going to give us all a first look at that evening forecast. What's going on, Jonathan?
Hey, Terrell, another nice day overall. We saw a lot of cloud cover for today, but overall, it was still nice, still dry. As we take a look at Princeton, we can still see just a little bit of cloud cover down there as well. There again, staying dry, temperatures in the low 60s, upper 50s throughout southern West Virginia. So we are having a very nice day. Welch actually already still in the upper 60s. Pineville sitting in the low 70s right now. So it has been warm today and will continue warming up through tomorrow. There's the cloud cover that we're seeing throughout southern West Virginia. It will remain warm through Thursday, and we'll see some rain showers move back in Thursday night, very early Friday, and it'll be a cool weekend. How cool will it be? I'll have that answer coming up later on in the show.
All right. Thanks so much for that, Jonathan. Well, we begin with an update on a story. On March the 3rd, a fire destroyed the Freedom Ministries Church in Daniels. Now we're told by the State Fire Marshal's office that that church was actually purposely set on fire. It actually took several fire departments to battle the blaze. After the fire, there was almost nothing left of the church to salvage. Investigators with the Fire Marshal's office did an origin and cause determination that the fire was arson. Also now, a $5,000 reward is being offered for any information that leads to an arrest. Moving on, an inmate at Southern Regional Jail is charged with malicious assault on a fellow inmate. According to court documents, William Johnson Jr. is accused of physically assaulting Brian Sawyers in December of last year. Now, Sawyers was also an inmate at the jail, and we're told he received bone fractures in his face and was treated at Beckley Appalachian Regional Hospital. Johnson Jr. is currently still in jail under a $10,000 bond. Well, a man has been arrested on multiple charges after driving recklessly, chasing a car he believed his wife was in. On March the 9th, troopers in McDowell County responded to reports of a Mack truck chasing a Pontiac Sunfire in the Coalwood area. After troopers located the truck, the operator of that vehicle was identified as Herschel Coleman. Coleman bumped the Pontiac, causing the occupants of the car to stop. It was then he jumped out of his vehicle with a crowbar, going after the car that he believed his wife was in. This all caused the Pontiac to flee while Coleman chased the vehicle. After a search of Coleman's vehicle, the trooper found marijuana and oxycodone. Coleman was charged with reckless driving, unlawful possession, assault, and brandishing. He's currently in jail under a $4,000 bond. Well, sheriff deputies in Kanawha County need your help as they're searching for a wanted man they believe is actually in Fayette County. We're told Larry Edward Patton Jr. and Henry Lee Chapman were allegedly stealing and damaging components from an electric transformer at a coal mine in Cannleton, totaling nearly $300,000. Patton was arrested yesterday while Chapman agreed to turn himself in, but is yet to do so. Both Chapman and Patton are now charged with grand larceny and destruction of property. And if you have any information on where Chapman may be, you're asked to contact your local police department immediately. Well, new at 5, an important initiative is underway in Tazewell County. And Newswatch reporter Cassie Simmons, she was there to first see the steps. Take a look.
Students in southwestern Virginia deal with traumas just like everyone else. Some children in the Appalachia are exposed to drug abuse and domestic violence on a regular basis. As a result, their academic life may begin to falter.
They're going to have a hard time at school at times, and they're going to act out. So if the teachers can get a notice on the forefront to say, hey, handle little Johnny with care this day, help him with his homework, make sure he's had some food or what have you, then he's going to help him be able to be successful that day, to be able to be successful in school. And we know when you have success in school, you're going to have success in life.
On Wednesday, several members of Tazewell County, including the sheriff's office and school administrators, gathered at the county fairgrounds to discuss a new program called Handle with Care.
Obviously, the Appalachia area, we know you all have a need for it in this area, and your sheriff reached out to us, and we're more than willing to come down, obviously, and do the training for you guys. We know this is a very beneficial program. We know it's going to help children. It's going to help the school staff as far as dealing with children. So we love it when they reach out to us, and obviously we came just as soon as we could get down here.
When the program takes effect, law enforcement will ask for the child's name, age, and what school they go to whenever they are found at the scene of a crime.
This program is going to help us identify children who may need some additional services. Again, we can't be with the students 24/7, so if it helps us to help a child cope with some trauma going on in their personal lives, it's going to help, number one, the child, it's going to help the school, it's going to help the whole community.
The new initiative would not only improve the child's academics, but it could also improve their mental well-being.
I think it's going to help with our attendance rates. I think it's going to help with classroom disruptions. Again, it's going to help students be better prepared to deal with their academic life, as well as maybe deal with some of their social problems from home.
Reporting for you, I'm Cassie Simmons, Newswatch.
And some of those teachers from Tazewell County actually attended a presentation at Bluefield College today that taught more on how to deal with trauma-affected students. The presentation featured 2 speakers that talked about restorative practices. The presentation also touched on how to handle students experiencing trauma at home. Training the college students now rather than in the field later on gives them a head start on learning to build relationships with their students in order to get through to them.
Part of our larger agenda in helping our teachers graduate from Bluefield College being trauma informed or trauma responsive, to help our teachers understand that really the impact of trauma and adverse childhood experiences on behavior and learning.
Now, the presentation touched on equality versus equity and discipline rather than punishment. Well, education officials have announced additional dates for those public forums as part of preparations for an upcoming special legislative session. The 7 forums will begin on March the 18th, taking place all throughout the state. Here in our area, there are 2 scheduled, one on March the 19th, which is next Tuesday at Mount View. Then the second is on March the 21st, which is next Thursday at Woodrow Wilson High School. And each forum will begin at 6 o'clock in the evening and will include discussions in small groups on core education issues. This all comes after Governor Jim Justice asked legislators to meet with teachers, parents, and other stakeholders. Well, after a news conference today, Governor Justice says he's going to hire workers and buy equipment to speed up repairs on secondary roads throughout the state. Justice laid out a plan to fix the roads just days after firing his transportation secretary. Justice says the plan will cost hundreds of millions of dollars pulled from revenue surpluses and bond money, but didn't settle on a specific figure or timeline. Voters in 2017 passed a referendum for the state to sell $1.6 billion in bonds to finance state road repairs and constructions. So when construction will begin is unknown at this time. Sticking with that press conference, the governor also announced that he plans to make Raleigh County Commissioner Byrd White acting Secretary of Transportation. This comes after Sunday when Justice announced the firing of State Transportation Secretary and Highways Commissioner Tom Smith. Justice saying he wants to go in a new direction with the department. He wants to maintain the quality of roads and bridges, but appreciates the service Tom has given to West Virginia. Well, Vice President Mike Pence actually visited the Customs and Border Protection Advanced Training Facility in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia today. Pence got a first-hand look at the facility's live combat training, border wall training exercises, and watched a life-size simulator with a series of border security scenarios. In remarks following the tour, Pence thanked the Customs and Border Protection agents for their hard work and pledged the administration's support, telling the crowd, under this president, we will always have your back.
Appreciation to you and great respect. for the efforts that each one of you provide. We are absolutely determined to make sure our Customs and Border Protection have the resources and the support and the physical barriers necessary to secure our border.
Under a 1976 law, presidents have wide discretion in determining when a national emergency has occurred, and Congress can vote to block an emergency declaration, but the two-thirds majorities required to overcome presidential vetoes make it hard for lawmakers to prevail. Now, if Congress votes to block President Trump's emergency declaration, it would set up the first veto of Trump's presidency. Well, still to come on Newswatch at 5 o'clock, Boeing 737, they're in hot water. Why? Well, we have that answer coming up. Plus, it was Aldi and now it's Texas Roadhouse. So what's going on in Beckley? We're going to give you those details coming up next as well. But next up, meteorologist Jonathan Chance, he's going to give us a full look at that weather forecast. You don't want to miss it. Newswatch at 5 o'clock. We'll be right back after the break.
The Stock Market Report is brought to you by MCNB Banks. MCNB Banks, we're community-minded, just like you.
Some things naturally go together, and here's the perfect pair. Pizza and wings from Gino's. When you purchase a handmade two-topping 16-inch extra-large pizza for $12, get your choice of any 10-piece wing order for only $6. Pizza and wings, the perfect pair pickup deal. Buy a 16-inch extra-large two-topping pizza for $12 and get a 10-piece wing order for only $6. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with hassles. It can be that way again at Tire Pros.
Not through April 6th. Earn up to $180 in mail-in rebates when you purchase 4 new qualifying Continental tires with your Tire Pros credit card. Stop by our 5 locations today.
Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
It's a march to glory at Sheetz Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Beat the buzzer and score big during Ram Truck Month. Lease the 2019 Ram 1500 Quad Cab for $179 a month, or get the 2018 Jeep Renegade 4x4 Sport for as low as $18,664 during Jeep Freedom Days. And lease the 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo for as low as $299 a month. Don't just play the game, own it. At Sheetz Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Robert Sieber Drive. When it comes to deals, nobody beats Sheetz.
Injured in a wreck with a big rig? We're recognized among West Virginia's top 10 trucking lawyers.
It's a good reason to call Farmer, Klein & Campbell.
We work to prove that you were in the right, they were in the wrong.
And we don't get paid unless you do.
Get on the phone with us and you'll know right away. We know truck wrecks. At Farmer, Klein & Campbell, you'll find 3 of the top 10 trucking lawyers in the state.
Hit by a big rig?
We know truck wrecks.
Call 252-5990.
Tune into Newswatch at 6 every Tuesday, and Newswatch Morning Edition and Newswatch at noon every Wednesday for Medical Watch, healthy advice for a healthier West Virginia. Medical Watch, presented by Plateau Medical Center. Newswatch Weather is brought to you by Window World, simply the best for less.
And welcome back, Southern West Virginia. All right, Jonathan, it felt good today. I had the roof back. I had the roof back today, so I was like, okay, I'm proud of you, Jonathan.
I was driving down the road. I saw a lot of people with those windows down.
Yeah.
It was nice.
The car wash, too. The car wash was packed, too. So look at everybody there. It's like, we got to get this salt off, and we're going to let this sun get on.
That's right. That's right. We did. We had some sunshine. Had a little bit more cloud cover today, but, overall, still dry. That's the big thing. Dry and warm temperatures.
So it's not going to rain for the rest of the week?
What could you want? It will. Oh. But mainly, we're going to catch some showers during the overnight hours.
Okay.
So not really looking at a whole lot of showers any particular day.
Yeah.
Just some nighttime showers. But let's go ahead and take a live look.
Right.
Not seeing any showers right there in Oak Hill right now. We are seeing temperatures still in those low 60s. So, yeah, we're still experiencing those warm temperatures. Great day overall. At least I thought so. Temperatures still in those low 60s for most of us. A couple of us in those upper 60s, low 70s. So it's been a nice warm day. Warmer than what we were seeing this time yesterday. And you know what? We'll continue with that warming trend on into tomorrow. But we will start seeing some temperatures come back down a little bit later on this week into the weekend. We are just seeing some cloud cover mainly in our southern counties, some of our northern counties. Most of us are seeing lots of sunshine out there right now. And as we zoom out, we can see this system off to our west. This system will continue pushing eastward, and we'll see some rain showers from it, but it'll be a little bit later on this week over Thursday night. We see that high pressure moving out. This system will keep pushing toward us. We'll see that cold front making its way over us around Friday, and then we'll see those temperatures cool off a little bit for the weekend, but not too bad. We are seeing some cloud cover, and we'll keep that cloud cover through tomorrow, and that's mainly what we'll be dealing with, some clouds here and there. But around Thursday night, we start seeing some showers easing into our southern counties, or into our counties of southern West Virginia. Right around midnight, we start seeing them ease in, and we'll see showers through the overnight hours into the morning hours of Friday. But it looks like those showers will push out by Friday afternoon, so we are going to dry out again for the weekend. Temperatures well above average for tomorrow. We are going to be down in those mid-60s for Friday. For the weekend, we'll be down in the mid-40s, so we are going to cool off a little bit Monday. We'll see temperatures down in the low 40s, but then temperatures start heating back up after that. For tomorrow, we are expecting some sunshine, a little bit more cloud cover for tomorrow. Temperatures in those mid-60s. For tonight overall, we are only dropping down into those mid and upper 40s, partly cloudy skies. 68 degrees for tomorrow. Evening showers moving in, mainly overnight hours from Thursday to Friday. AM showers likely for Friday, becoming more scattered as we make our way into the mid-morning. Temperatures back down in the mid-60s, mid-40s for Saturday. Then for Sunday, temperatures staying in those mid-40s, and then we're down into the low 40s for Monday. But we dry out Tuesday and Wednesday with our temperatures heating back up into the low 50s.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jonathan. Well, still to come on Newswatch at 5 o'clock. One local fire department just received their recertification. Of course, Newswatch, we actually had the opportunity to talk with them and see how they're feeling. We'll have that story coming out when we return.
Make the perfect first impression and add value to your home with a new door from Window World of Beckley. Window World has an impressive line of French doors, patio doors, entry doors, and storm doors, with colors, accent glass, and hardware to appeal to any taste and style. Our Energy Star certified doors are built to last and will bring beauty and performance for years to come. So the next time someone knocks, make a great impression with a brand new door from
Window World.
First impressions last forever.
Boating, Tundra, a little R&R, Camry.
Wow, she's good.
Off-roading, Forerunner. Our treasure hunting, Highlander mateys.
Thanks.
Wherever you want to go, we've got a great deal on a Toyota to get you there.
Now, get a Highlander with a low payment lease, or buy one with $2,000 total cash allowance, or pick a Sienna with $3,000 cash back from Toyota.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Some things naturally go together, and here's the perfect pair. Pizza and wings from Gino's. When you purchase a handmade two-topping 16-inch extra-large pizza for $12, get your choice of any 10-piece wing order for only $6. Pizza and wings, the perfect pair pickup deal. Buy a 16-inch extra-large two-topping pizza for $12 and get a 10-piece wing order for only $6. Gino's Pizza and Spaghetti House.
Why settle for just one lucky day when Grand gives you 4 lucky days of incredible savings during our Lucky Weekend Sale? Save an extra 17% on your entire purchase of $9.99 or more and get 1 year's special financing on top of that. This contemporary sofa is a great deal at $4.99, but add the matching love seat and accent chair and you save an extra 17%, just $9.95 for all 3. For 4 lucky days, buy more and save more, 17% more at Grand Home Furnishings Lucky Weekend Sale.
Hey everybody, I'm John.
And I'm Sherry.
Hey listen, have your past credit problems made you feel like you're always walking around under a dark cloud?
Well, that's not a problem at John Howerton Honda.
That's right, no dark clouds here.
Whew. So you're saying no credit or bad credit?
That's exactly what I'm saying. As a matter of fact, even if you've had a bankruptcy or a repossession, you will be approved here at John Howerton Honda.
And this is for everybody.
I mean everybody. You are approved.
After his second sentencing in a week, Paul Manafort, the president's former campaign chairman, will be serving nearly 8 years in prison in total. A federal judge in D.C. giving Manafort 43 additional months on top of the 47 months he was sentenced to in Virginia. ABC's Serena Marshall actually reports from the court in Washington.
Paul Manafort, sentenced to an additional 43 months, nearly 8 years in prison total, when combined with his earlier sentence in Virginia last week. Sitting in the D.C. courtroom, the judge deciding the 69-year-old will spend 3.5 years behind bars for crimes including conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and money laundering. Crimes he pleaded guilty to as part of a plea deal with special counsel investigators that prosecutors say he then violated by continuing to lie to them. That time includes his conviction for witness tampering, too. Leaving court, though, his lawyer disappointed.
Such a callous, harsh sentence that is totally unnecessary.
In court, Manafort read from the same statement he gave the judge in Virginia, telling Jackson, "My life personally and professionally is in shambles. This is an ordeal I am responsible for. I ask for your compassion." And while he received compassion from the president,
I feel very badly for Paul Manafort. I think it's a very sad situation.
The former Trump campaign chairman's lies clearly troubling to the judge, telling him, "Saying I'm sorry I got caught is not an inspiring plea for leniency." And she emphasized that while this case is not about Russia collusion, she called Manafort's attorneys' citing of the non-collusion mantra a non sequitur. Minutes after Paul Manafort was sentenced here in D.C. on those federal crimes, he was indicted in New York on state charges including mortgage fraud and conspiracy. And while President Trump said today he hasn't given a pardon of Manafort a second thought, if he decided to do so, Manafort could still face prison time on those state charges if convicted. At U.S. District Court, Serena Marshall, ABC News.
Moving on now, President Trump issuing an emergency order today grounding all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and MAX 9 aircraft effective immediately. In the wake of the crash of an Ethiopian airliner that killed 157 people, now many nations have actually already banned the Boeing 737 MAX 8 from its airspace, but until Trump's announcement, the Federal Aviation Administration had said that it didn't have any data to show that the jets were actually unsafe. Trump citing new information that had come to light in the ongoing investigation into the incident. Trump saying any airplane currently in the air will go to its destination and then be grounded. He added all airlines and affected pilots have been notified. Well, invisible labor, that's a thing? It seems so. Coming up after the break, we're going to give you all those details. Stick with us, everyone.
3 new Nissans, 2 powerful Titans, 1 award-winning lineup. This is Nissan Now.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Altima.
Hurry in and experience why more people are loving Nissan now.
I got sideswiped because he ran a stoplight or something. Dave knew to call us right away, and we went to work immediately. They got me double what I thought I was going to get.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
And we know car wrecks.
Call 252-5990.
My father was a local doctor here in southern West Virginia. After he passed away in 1978, my mother found an article that he had been reading in one of his journals about a hospice in Connecticut. After my mother read the article, she contacted a local church about starting a hospice here in southern West Virginia. It's amazing how much hospice has changed, but one thing that never will change, it has been and will always be a special kind of caring.
Chase Martin here at King Cole Premium Pre-Owned in Beckley. Let's show them what's on the lot this week, fellas.
Get this 2016 Cadillac XTS Luxury Collection for only $27,935.
You always get more at the King Cole Premium Pre-Owned Superstore, Robert Seabird Drive, Beckley.
Looking for something fun to do? Then don't miss WOAY TV's One Tank Trip. Follow us around the state to see where we've been, who we've been talking to, and what we've discovered on our One Tank Trip. Tune in every Thursday during Newswatch at 6 p.m. and Friday at 6 a.m. and noon. You'll never know where we may end up. One Tank Trip, brought to you by Childers Enterprises.
3 new Nissans, 2 powerful Titans, 1 award-winning lineup. This is Nissan Now.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Altima.
Hurry in and experience why more people are loving Nissan now.
And welcome back. Well, we reported earlier this week that the Aldi in Beckley is set to open next week, and we now have word another business right near them, they're set to open coming up soon. We're told Texas Roadhouse on Robert Seabird Drive in Beckley will open later this month. Officials say the restaurant will bring 226 new jobs to the community. The restaurant is set to open on Monday, March the 25th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, for more details, including hours of operation, head on over to our website at WOAY.com. TV. Well, local first responders received the highest Superior Lifeline emergency recertification. The Mount Hope Fire and EMS scored at the highest level, which is superior for paramedic advanced life support rapid response in the state's requirement for operation. Now, the Mount Hope Fire Department is one of 4 rapid fire stations in the state of West Virginia that can actually respond to any type of emergency event in the community. Now, according to Scott Hill, a paramedic with the department, he says it's being ready for any emergency at any time.
It's really important to the community that the fire service offers this to the community, and the fact that we can provide optimal care to you in a more timely fashion, because the system's being overburdened and ambulances are being tied up, allows us to get to you and provide optimal care in a more efficient and expeditious way.
The Mount Hope Fire Department has been running emergency medical services calls since 2012. Well, we don't have to tell you, but in today's fast-paced world, raising a child and managing a family is a lot of work. And even though many moms and dads split the work, experts say it's often women who end up carrying an unseen burden. They call it invisible labor. ABC's Stephanie Ramos explains what this is.
From coordinating family schedules to helping kids cope with problems at school, experts say mothers traditionally do a lot of work that goes unnoticed. Researchers have coined the term invisible labor to refer to the unseen emotional and mental labor that goes into running a household. Whether it's emptying the dishwasher or picking up groceries, men today help out with a lot of work at home. Researchers ask, why are women still reporting that they suffer a majority of the burden? A new study found that at least 70% of mothers felt more responsible for routine household tasks, being mindful of children's emotional needs and coordinating children's schedules, tasks that fall under the category of invisible labor. This unseen work can leave women emotionally drained and burned out. So, next time you're looking to share the load equally, look out for some of those invisible tasks that may be hiding in your household. With this Medical Minute, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News.
With that being said, the entire Newswatch staff, we would like to give a special shout out to all the moms out there. Well, Jonathan with a final look at your forecast coming up next, and then I can't even solve a Rubik's Cube with my eyes and my hands. This guy can do it with his feet. Coming up, we're gonna give you all this story. Stick with us, everyone.
At R&R Comfort Systems, we do things right. That's what our customers say.
They're just like family coming in. They don't come in with high attitudes, and they don't try to charge you an arm and leg.
There was no hidden fees, there was no nothing. The price was what was estimated to me on the first day he arrived.
They're very reasonable and they do excellent work.
York Systems, quality built, super efficient. Backed by the strongest warranty. Just another way we install confidence. Call R&R Comfort Systems today.
Hey, look at you go. Got your tax refund? Use it to get a better car at JD Byrider today. Don't have it yet? You can still get a car today using your W-2. We estimate your 2018 refund on the spot. Use part of it as your down payment, and you could drive today starting as low as $299 down in a road-ready car backed by a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Get your approval started now at gojdb.com. It's just that easy at JD Byrider.
Look at you go, JD Byrider.
Injured in a wreck with a big rig?
We're recognized among West Virginia's top 10 trucking lawyers.
It's a good reason to call Farmer, Klein & Campbell.
We work to prove that you were in the right, they were in the wrong.
And we don't get paid unless you do.
Get on the phone with us and you'll know right away. We know truck wrecks. At Farmer, Klein & Campbell, you'll find 3 of the top 10 trucking lawyers in the state.
Hit by a big rig?
We know truck wrecks.
Call 252-5990.
My dad has gone mad in March. This gloomy winter has driven him to slashing all new and used car prices below dealer cost. I can't believe it. He's cut this 2019 Nissan Rogue $2,500 below our cost. Whoa, he cut the 2019 Nissan Titan $4,000 below cost. Plus 0% financing on all 2019 models. With the best service after the sale, you'll be mad if you don't take advantage of these deals.
And a final look at your weather. Temperatures in the upper 60s for tomorrow. We're dropping down to the mid 60s for Friday, and then we're in the mid 40s for the weekend.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jonathan. Finally, a teenager from Brooklyn is practicing to beat his own world record time for solving a Rubik's Cube with his feet. 16-year-old Daniel Rose Levine set the current record for the fastest time with 16.6 seconds last March. He set the world record 4 times and says that he's sure he can beat his most recent record again. Jonathan, can you even do that with your hands?
No, and I definitely wouldn't try with that Rubik's Cube.
Oh, yeah, of course we're not going to do that. Oh, that's okay. It probably stinks. That'll do it for Newswatch at 5. We'll see you at 6.
Everyone knows us for the best replacement windows, but did you know we can customize the right windows for your home, business, or new construction? Design that perfect Energy Star window now. Window World of Beckley gives you choices. Our frames are available in different colors, including wood grain. Choose from 6 different attractive window grid patterns from Craftsman to Colonial, all backed by the Good Housekeeping seal. Made in America and a lifetime warranty. Call to schedule your free in-home estimate or visit our showroom.
Window World, simply the best for less.
Big John and the gang at Mid-State Ford in Summersville want to match you up to a brand new Ford during the March Matchup Sales Event, where you can save big on this 2018 Ford F-150 XLT Super Crew 4-wheel drive. Big John's March Matchup Savings Price, get this, only $42,245. Or check out this 2018 Ford EcoSport S 4-wheel drive. With $1,000 down, you pay only $295 per month during the March Matchup Sales Event at Arbuckle Road in Summersville. Online at MidstateFordWV.com.
This is WOAY TV, Oak Hill, Beckley, Bluefield.